It's time to hit the jackpot because you're listening to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Sean and Sean Miller, breaking down betting into 4 categories to help you stay ahead of the game, sharing their thoughts, opinions, and analysis on how to bet it, where to bet it, and who to bet on. Now here are your hosts, Daryl Sean and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet on HowToBet.com podcast. I'm Daryl Sean, along with Sean the Genius Miller and Neri Rodriguez, as we break down the regions in the NCAA tournament. Remember, you watching on YouTube, please hit the like button, the notification bell, the subscribe button. Get that subscribe button, subscribe. We appreciate that. Leave comments. Remember, go to HowToBet.com. There's exclusive previews to various sports books around the nation, including 2 very, very great promotions that we have going now. Betfred and FanDuel exclusive to HowToBet.com and this podcast. So get to Betfred and FanDuel for exclusive promotions on March Madness. So, gentlemen, it is that time. We always look forward to it. The other night we broke down the brackets a little bit. But now with the point spreads, with the lines, it's time to make people some money.
Yeah, I think getting excited for this tournament. Obviously, got the first 4, not the playing games and stuff, but the first 4, and then the tournament starts on Thursday. It's crazy. Just remember all those times we're sitting at Hooters with all the Rutgers staff and sitting there watching those games, and then just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think are 2 rounds are 4 of the craziest days in sports. Especially those 2 rounds. You got all the games on the screens and it's usually chaos.
Vegas, it's a great week in Vegas.
I bet
it's big time there. Locally, if you're in our area, Parks Casino will be crazy.
Yeah.
And that's probably where I'm heading.
Interesting because people the NCAA tournament, after the first Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, there's not like Sweet 16. There's only like 13 games left or something. It's crazy, or 15
this
games.
Is the big,
left.
this is the big weekend.
There's 32 games in the first round, 16 in the second round, and then it goes to 8, 4, 2, 1. So I mean, 65 or 70% of the tournament is done by Sunday. So
this is it. I mean, So so let's break it down. We'll go region by region. Remember, this is being done before the Indiana Wyoming game, before the Rutgers Notre Dame game. So the 16s, the 16 play, and so there will be a game missing from each one of these regions at this point. So, but let's talk a little bit about that quickly. Notre Dame, Indiana, tough game. Some people, I know for me, if Notre Dame does win, I think they have a better shot of beating Alabama than Rutgers does. That's just the way I see it. But certainly Rutgers can win that game.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting game. And, Rutgers obviously battle tested playing in the Big Ten, even though there's 14 teams in the Big Ten, they still call it the Big Ten. But we talked a little bit about how fraudulent we think that league is, but same thing. ACC's been a little bit down this year, so but there's some interesting games here.
And the Wyoming Indiana game, I don't like the way Wyoming played down the stretch. I do like the way Indiana played down the stretch, so I'm going to take Indiana in that game.
Yeah, that's an interesting game to me. I made a lot of money on Wyoming early in this, in January when they were red hot.
They're playing well, yeah.
They were really good for a long time, and once again, that Mountain West is pretty. That's a legit league. When we look at the West, going to talk about Boise State and some of these other teams here, Colorado State. I think that league is a little undervalued here, and I think people are kind of overlooking it. So I think maybe Wyoming could get the job done there.
So we're going to run down each region. We're going to start with the West. Sean, Neri, we're going to give the lines out. If you like a game, say that you like it. If not, again, we tell people all the time, bet with your head, not with your heart. you can't bet all the games. If you bet all the games, you're not going to win. So there are going to be games here that we just don't like. You might like one game in a region, and that's fine. The deal here is now to make money, have fun, make money. And people do, people bet to have fun, entertainment. Other people bet to make money. You could do them both, but remember, bet within your means. And if you do have a gambling problem or think you do or know somebody that does, there's help out there, including 1-800-GAMBLER. So, all right, so let's get it started with the West region, Memphis and Boise. Again, this is according to FanDuel's. We're using FanDuel's lines. FanDuel has Memphis -2.5. The total is 133. This Boise team, nice run down the stretch. Memphis also played very well down the stretch with Penny Hardaway's team. However, they lost to Houston in the championship in the AAC. So what do you see here? Do you like the game at all, Sean, Neri?
Yeah, I do.
I know you like that western feel there.
Yeah, look, I like, Boise State won the Mountain West regular season title, and they won the Mountain West conference title, and they got seated behind some of the teams they beat, like Colorado State, San Diego State. I mean, there's some good teams in that league, and I just, once again, think this team is undervalued. I just think, we talked about Memphis. A lot of people haven't seen Boise State. They play these games, 10:30 at night a lot of times. I just don't think, people have seen them enough. And I just, it's an early game. So it's a 1:45 game on Thursday. And I like Boise State in this game. I think I'm going to take them on the money line.
Neri, you like this game?
Yeah, like Sean said, it's in that Mountain West division, so you don't really get to see them a lot. And with Penny just giving new life to Memphis, this game, the spread is very close. This is going to be a tight one. This will definitely be one of the most interesting first round matchups.
Yeah.
Just real quick. I mean, when you like down the stretch here for in the last month, Boise State has 2 wins over San Diego State, both in the field. They got a win over Wyoming, who's in the field. They played pretty well. They actually have 2 wins over Wyoming since January 25th. I mean, they have some big time wins, and I just think that playing in that league, that league overall, I think is better than the league that Memphis is. That's what I think. So
yeah, I'm going to go the other way. I think Memphis, other than that championship game against Houston, and Houston's very good. They've been playing pretty well. I'm going to go with I'll go with the Tigers the other way. I'll give the 2.5 in that one. Georgia State, Gonzaga, big line, 23.5, 149. Any interest?
Not really. Maybe team total for Gonzaga, but you just don't know, what they're gonna see what the team total is here. You just don't know what kind of they get up by 40 here, and they could just rest some players. So it's always tough betting these games, these one games, because they're going to be up big. Well, it just they take their starters out. It's a long tournament, so 10 minutes left. They're up by 40 or up by 30. They take their players out, and all of a sudden you get a backdoor cover. So I think you're a little bit better off taking maybe the team total over, but 23.5 is a pretty big number.
Yeah, it's too high for me. If I had to take the game, I would take Gonzaga, but you're right. There could be some backdoor cover there. New Mexico State and UConn -7. I was a little surprised at the number here. New Mexico State, pretty good ball club. UConn, they were playing well. They got knocked off in the semis in the Big East tournament. Villanova got them. But I think the 7 might be too high in this one. I think New Mexico State can surprise. I don't think they're going to win the game, but I'm going to take the points in this one. Don't love it, but I'm going to take the points.
Yeah, Teddy Allen can score. I mean, he's averaging almost 20 points a game. It's a little crazy. The ESPN predictor has UConn like a 90.2% chance to win this game. And I think it's a lot of points. I think I would take the points with New Mexico State.
Neri, you like this contest?
It's not my favorite contest. I know New Mexico State, they have history in the tournament. They'll give UConn a fight. What did you say, Sean? 92?
They had like a
92%?
90.2% chance to win the game, just to win it outright on the money line. I mean, I would, if I was betting this, I would probably take a shot on the money. I would take a shot on the New Mexico State money line for like a small play. I just think, this game could be close, and maybe it's one of these 12-5 upsets.
It's at plus 240 right now for New Mexico State if you're going to take them on the money line.
I would probably maybe throw $10 on it just to, maybe take a chance on New Mexico State here, but maybe back it up with +7. But UConn is pretty good as well, so it's tough. I mean, against the spread, New Mexico State is 17-12 this year against the spread. UConn is not great, 13-18-1 against the spread. So that could be interesting. That could play into your betting as well.
Next game, Vermont, Arkansas. This one is a lot of people's upset specials. Vermont getting 5 from Arkansas. The line actually has gone up a little bit. It started at 4. Totals 139.5. Vermont does play pretty well defensively. So can the Catamounts pull an upset? Do you like the total here? I don't like the game, but so do you like the total?
I
like the game.
Yes, I do. It's probably my favorite play for this region. Just reading some of this stuff about this game, some of these people are predicting Vermont in this game at, to cover, maybe to win by upset. 28-5. They won, I think, 18 or 19 in a row coming in. Both these teams are really good against the spread. Arkansas is 20-13. Vermont is 19-13. But one thing that most of the people said was, hey, Vermont's got to play a really good first half and not get blown out in order to, stay in the game and then be able, well, all right, well, what happens if they don't?
Common sense. Yeah.
What happens if they don't play a good game and all of a sudden Arkansas is up by 20? I mean, the game's over. So, I just think, if you're quantifying your play by saying, well, if a team doesn't get blown out in the first half, you're like, all right, you're trying to talk yourself into it. So I just think Arkansas is a pretty good team here, and I think really has a chance to play, maybe make a little bit of a deep run into the second week of the tournament. So
I do actually think this will be a close game at halftime. It's going to take Arkansas a little while to figure Vermont out. They're so well coached. They will have a great game plan. I just don't think they have the horses to stay with Arkansas here, although I don't love the game. Neri?
Yeah, just kind of building off what Sean said, what about the second half? You can make it close in the first, but
yeah,
and just kind of what you're saying, like
that happens a lot with the high seats.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with the bench, where that's the one advantage I'll give Arkansas, where it's Vermont, I think they can put up points and hang with them, but down the stretch, it's when your guys are tired, is your bench going to come through? And I think that's where Arkansas kind of has the advantage here.
Here's your last month. Arkansas has beaten Auburn, who was number 1 at the time. They beat Tennessee, who's a high seed. They beat Kentucky, who's a 2 seed. They lost to Tennessee late in March. They beat LSU twice in like 10 days, 6 seed. They have some pretty good wins over the last month. I mean, and they've been playing in a brutal conference and playing well, and they did pretty well in that conference. So
if I had to take the game, I would take Arkansas. I will tell you this: Vermont won't be intimidated at all. They'll be ready to go, but I just don't love the game. I don't like the line. That's the problem. I just think it's too low.
I think it's too low, right?
I think there's something to it, so I'm going to stay away from it. Vegas sometimes can trick you. I generally don't like looking too much into it and overthinking it, but in this case, I'm a little leery. The next game, Montana State and Texas Tech. Texas Tech now is a team that a lot of people have going to their Final Four. They're a 15-point favorite. Totals 132.5 over Montana State. Another game. I don't love the line. I'm going to stay away from it. I think it might be too high. Montana State's a good club. I'm gonna stay away from it. I don't think Montana State beats them, but again, this could be one of those backdoor cover type.
Yeah, it's an early game. I mean, they're playing at 10:45 in the morning out in San Diego, so that could be interesting. Montana State 27-7. This Texas Tech team is pretty good. 15 is a lot. If I had to told me I had to bet it, I'd probably take Texas Tech, but it's just a lot of points in this first round.
The Cal State Fullerton Duke game, that is an 18.5-point line in favor of Duke. I think this is a blowout, even though I'm not loving Duke. I don't really love that Cal State Fullerton team. I saw them a few times. I don't think they match up at all here. I'm gonna take Duke again. I don't like that many points, but I'm gonna take Duke. Neri? Yeah,
I mean, I haven't really been in love with Duke this season. Even though Coach K is hanging it up. I'm gonna take them in this game, and I'm just gonna stay away from this game altogether. I really don't like the total or the point spread on this.
Genius?
I think I just pass. I mean, probably the game has a better chance to be a blowout, obviously, than Cal State Fullerton covering. Obviously, huge difference in team the games the teams have played. So I just think I don't know. I wouldn't bet it though.
And our final game in this region, Davidson and Michigan State. Michigan State right now, a point favorite, 140.5 is the total. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to take Davidson to win this game. I think they're a very good team. Michigan State, again, Izzo, I discussed it the other night. Everybody thinks Izzo is a genius. When it comes to tournament time, he's really not. He's had a few great runs, but overall, they have not done well. I'm going to take Davidson.
It seems not very good. I mean, the Michigan State team, 22-12. I don't like the game, to be honest. I would probably take Michigan State maybe in the game. I don't know.
Yeah, so actually, it's not going to be a big upset, but I actually have this as one of my first round upsets. Davidson, they split the matchup with Richmond this year. And, kind of just saying what you guys said about Izzo, I think it's more been about talent in the past that's gotten him success in the tournament. I'm going to take Davidson in this one.
Yeah, hard to call it an upset because it's just a point. So
yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to take Davidson here as well. Remember, watching on YouTube, you hit that like button, notification bell, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Leave comments. Go to HowToBet.com. You're going to see all sports promotions from different sports books around the country, including Betfred and FanDuel. We have exclusive promotions, as you can see on the bottom of your screen. So free money. Take advantage of that. When we come back, we're going to break down the South region, and we'll do that in a moment. Come back with us on HowToBet, HowToBet.com.
Cool.